What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a massive transfer news update on Liverpool's pursuit of a backup left back for Andy Robertson. It has been confirmed yesterday by James Pearce, who is a Liverpool-based journalist, that Liverpool made an offer for Jamal Lewis in the region of £10 million, which was swiftly rejected by Norwich City. But Norwich expect Liverpool to come back with an improved offer. Norwich value Jamal Lewis at around 20 million, so a middle ground could be reached by 15 million. But also James Pearce and Paul Joyce and other journalists are putting out stories linking Liverpool with Olympiacos left back Konstantinos Tsimikas, who you could see in action yesterday. Wolves played Olympiacos, and Tsimikas was actually one of Olympiacos' best players. He made marauding runs forward and he even almost scored a goal. Rui Patricio made a terrific save. I, of course, watched the highlights and I scouted him, and I think he's also a terrific player. So I would be happy with either Jamal Lewis or Tsimikas. My preference would be Jamal Lewis because he already knows the Premier League. He wouldn't have language barriers. He wouldn't need to settle really in England because he is already living in England. But also Guardian journalist Andy Hunter explained that Liverpool are expected to make an improved offer for Jamal Lewis, but Jurgen Klopp has other options. Kostas Tsimikas of Olympiacos has been named as an alternative by James Pearce, and Goal.com's Neil Jones has suggested Lloyd Kelly as a possible transfer target as well. So these are the three left back options that Liverpool have. Which guy do you prefer? My preference is Jamal Lewis, but I think Lloyd Kelly or even Tsimikas would be also great players. Lloyd Kelly, I don't think he is ready to play for Liverpool just yet, but Tsimikas and Jamal Lewis definitely, and they are both young players who could be molded by Jurgen Klopp to become a really great left back. So guys, if you enjoy these transfer news videos, leave a like and let me know in the comments below, of course, which left back is your preference. Which left back do you want Liverpool to sign in the summer transfer window? And a Greek journalist who is writing for Sport Time, and he is actually called Giannis Chorianopoulos. What a name that is, by the way. Legendary. And Jurgen Klopp, according to this report, Jurgen Klopp has made an offer for Olympiacos left back Kostas Tsimikas after Norwich rejected the £10 million deal for Jamal Lewis. Maybe they want to keep 2 or 3 irons in the fire, so if Lewis can't be secured from Norwich, we have alternatives just ready to accept Liverpool's offer. And Liverpool are the most attractive club in the world right now, so I think all 3 left backs that Liverpool are targeting would absolutely love the chance to play for Jurgen Klopp. And according to the report, the offer for Tsimikas is actually well received by Olympiacos, and the deal is probable, it is likely to happen, but it hinges on, of course, whether Liverpool are able to get their first target, which is Jamal Lewis. So at the moment it looks like Liverpool's first choice is Jamal Lewis. If we can't agree a 15 or around that figure, £15 million deal, then we might go for Kostas Tsimikas, who is second choice. And if we can't agree a deal with Olympiacos, then we will go for Lloyd Kelly of Bournemouth. And I think all 3 of them are good options. So this Greek sports outlet is Athens based, and they probably know about the ongoings at Olympiacos. So I really value their input and their reporting, because they are, close to the fire and they should know who Olympiacos are talking with, which club want Olympiacos' players. And also, I think Liverpool want to get this deal done quickly, because Jurgen Klopp likes to have his players in before pre-season begins, so he can fully integrate them into the squad. It's not ideal if you sign a player once the Premier League restarts on September the 12th. And remember that the transfer window is officially open until October the 5th. So Liverpool have to get this deal done and quickly, because I mean, we don't want to drag it out for months, because then Liverpool won't be able to fulfill Jurgen Klopp's wish, which is to have all players who will be in the squad for the season ready before preseason starts, and that is just in 2 weeks time. So Liverpool are moving quickly right now in this very small margin of off season, very small window of opportunity for Liverpool to get these deals done, because Jurgen Klopp really likes players signed before preseason begins, or ideally 1 week into preseason. I think Jurgen Klopp doesn't like last minute deadline day transfers. The evidence is there. Look up how many players Liverpool signed and how often Liverpool signed them in preseason or before even preseason began. So we have our first choice right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold. We have a brilliant backup, Neco Williams, who is just 19 years old, just 2 years younger than Trent, and already showing great potential. But we don't have a really good backup for Andy Robertson. And actually, James Pearce, talking about Kostas Tsimikas, is the first time that a Liverpool-connected journalist mentions him. So I'm really proud that I could bring you guys the news before that even happened, and I'm really happy to report these transfer news updates for you guys. So Kostas Tsimikas is a lot more attacking than Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis is also attacking fullback, but he's maybe not as on the front foot. Tsimikas just loves to bomb forward, and sometimes he can even play as a left winger. But the drawback to Tsimikas is that he comes from the Greek league and he doesn't know the Premier League. He hasn't lived in England before. He lived in the Netherlands for 1 year. He was on loan at Willem II, which is like a decent mid-table club in the Netherlands, pushing for the Europa League places this season. But also, Tsimikas would probably need a few months to get used to the Premier League, the pace of it, Jurgen Klopp's playing style and everything, living in England, speaking English. I'm not sure how good his English is, but Jamal Lewis could just come in and hit the ground running, and that's why I think Jamal Lewis is the first choice for Liverpool. And James Pearce is reporting that Liverpool will not be reigniting their interest in Lloyd Kelly, who is Bournemouth's left back. Liverpool wanted to actually sign him 1 year ago, last summer, but the deal fell through because Bournemouth went in and paid £15 million or maybe 13 million, 14 million, something like that. And Liverpool just felt that valuation was too high. But also the report says that Liverpool were actually left angry by the conduct of the agency, the football agency who represented the youngster Lloyd Kelly, and as a result Liverpool are not going back in for him because the same agency represents Lloyd Kelly right now as well. We are not entirely disappointed by this, to be honest, because Kelly is more of a Joe Gomez, a centre-back who can play fullback. So I don't think many Liverpool fans, including myself, are too disappointed about that. That it's not the kind of offensive player that I believe we truly need to cover for Andy Robertson. We need a Kostas Tsimikas, we need a Jamal Lewis, somebody who is primarily a left back and who can bomb forward, attack, put crosses in. Jamal Lewis has great crossing, Tsimikas has great delivery as well. So these are the kind of players that Liverpool should be targeting. So if truly Norwich value Jamal Lewis at £20 million and they are not budging from that valuation, then Liverpool are not paying that. And that will be absolutely heartbreaking for Jamal Lewis. Can you just put yourself into the shoes of Jamal Lewis? Just think for a day that you are Jamal Lewis. You got relegated with Norwich from the Premier League, and you are facing Champions League club football, and the Premier League champions Liverpool come in for you. I mean, I would bite the hand off with that for that offer. That is absolute dreamland for Jamal Lewis. And imagine if you are not sold to Liverpool by Norwich because their valuation is like a few £1,000,000 more, and Liverpool will not overpay for Lewis because they have alternatives. If Norwich ask for 20 million, we offered 15, they reject that as well. Liverpool might just say, all right, you can keep Jamal Lewis, and we are going to sign Kostas Tsimikas. I mean, that's the football business. It's really ruthless, but from a point of view of Jamal Lewis, that would be absolutely heartbreaking. Can you imagine that you are coming this close to signing for the Premier League champions, one of the biggest clubs in the world, the biggest club in England apart from Man United. Liverpool are coming in for you and Norwich don't want to sell you. I can understand Norwich don't really want to replace Jamal Lewis, but I heard that Norwich already started looking for replacements because they are resigned to losing Jamal Lewis. So it looks like that Norwich are willing to negotiate a price with Liverpool and probably meet Liverpool in the middle, 15-16 million. How about that, Norwich? Come on, get the deal done. I want Jamal Lewis, he's my first choice as well, but I would be happy with Tsimikas as well. But that's more of a gamble because of Tsimikas coming from a foreign league, and you are not always sure how that works out, you know, in the Premier League. And Nicolas Anelka made a documentary which is now on Netflix, and he actually revealed some big things about his short Liverpool career. So it's well documented that he arrived on loan at Liverpool from Paris Saint-Germain in 2001, and when it came to the summer of 2002 and Anelka wanted actually to stay at Liverpool, contrary to popular belief, some Liverpool fans think that Anelka didn't really want to stay at Liverpool. We didn't sign him on a permanent deal, and we decided to go for El Hadji Diouf, who was of course the flavor of the month. He had a great World Cup, but apart from that, it didn't have much substance behind him. And I think Anelka would have been a much better signing. And it's also a quite sad story because Anelka actually wanted to stay. And he said this in the documentary: I waited for Liverpool, I waited for months, but nothing happened. Liverpool fans think I didn't want to stay, but they need to know that wasn't the case. That's not the truth. I really wanted to stay at Liverpool. I thought that I could have done great things. And that's why that episode with Liverpool, it was really tragic for me, because it's a club where I really wanted to stay, and I thought Anelka with Liverpool could do great things. I could have scored many goals, I could have won trophies, but it wasn't to be. And that's just a little bit of a sad reality, to be honest. Of course, we don't know what would have happened, but Anelka's talent was absolutely amazing, but his attitude and behavior after leaving Liverpool was something that was a little bit inconsistent, and he ended up playing for many clubs, including Chelsea, where probably he regrets also missing the penalty which lost them the Champions League final to Manchester United. That was also a very sad moment for Anelka, but otherwise he was a great player for Chelsea and I have a big respect for him. And Alisson gave a very interesting interview to ESPN Brazil, saying that this was one of the most exhausting seasons that he has ever had. And let's listen to what Alisson has to say. I don't know if it was due to the pandemic, the longer season, but it was also one of the seasons I played less games because of injuries. We got out of the Champions League early, but I think this exhaustion comes from just giving everything we have every time in every game. Jurgen Klopp has a great portion of that, just telling us what the main objective is. We also care about how we are going to get to that objective. Training, just how he manages our training sessions. He trusts us to do what he wants us to do on not only training sessions but also a day-to-day basis. Our group is certainly very strong. Each player has so much quality individually, and we have at least 4 players always at the top, the best in the world in their positions, and that makes it a special team. But what really makes a difference is the way we play together. We think as one, we all have the same objective, and that is doing everything we can to get those goals, laying it all out mentally and physically. Brilliant interview by Alisson, and he mentions 4 players in a world class in their positions. I think Alisson, Van Dijk, Salah and Mane, they are definitely world class 4 players, but we can also put Fabinho in as one of the best in his position. Fabinho is, in my opinion, the best defensive midfielder in the world. And that wraps up today's transfer news update video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, have a nice day, see you later guys, goodbye.